And we're back at the Porsche Grand Prix in Germany. We are talking about Emma Raducanu. Hang on, like the video. This is going to be a very juicy conversation. We're going to go in. We're going to talk about a lot tonight. But first, a quick rundown of the day. Yuyan takes out Vivara. I had Yuyan winning this match. He did it in 3 sets. Vivara did have a chance to win in the third set, tiebreak up 6-4, and she blew it. Aranza Rus takes out the number 1 seed, Pavlyuchenkova. I had Rus winning this match a little too fast, left down the line, and she's dominated Anastasia in the past. Why would Rus be an underdog? That is unbelievable. Gabriela Elena, another underdog over Clara Buell. Look, straightforward here. This is just a younger, less experienced player. Gabriela gets balls back, and she is a fighter. And Helena takes out Martina Trevisan. She's had success against Martina and again today. How about here in Germany? Elena Rybakina comes through over Kudermetova in 3. I had Rybakina winning that match. Marketa Vondrousova takes out Potapova. I had Marketa winning that match. Polini over Ons. Now, this was a tough match. I knew this match would be long and grueling for Ons. She falls to Jasmine Polini. How about Iga Swiatek over Lisa Burns in straight sets? Marta comes back in the third set. Queen Win had match points, several match points, and she blew it. Marta comes back to win that match. And Emma Raducanu taking on Linda Noskova. Now listen, guys, the winner of this match would take on Iga Swiatek. Did we really want to see Linda Noskova take on Iga again? What's up with this draw? I mean, are they trying to trip up Iga? But I mean, let's just be honest. I had Emma winning this match. I mean, she's a solid opponent. She's a top teenager, right? She's a top talent on the rise. But if we take away her performance at the Adelaide last year, I mean, are we really talking about her like that? She had a very impressive run. I mean, she beat some very tough opponents there. I mean, she beat Vika, she beat Ans. Who else she beat? She beat I want to say she beat Dashakina as well. I know she did beat Kalinskaya, but she beat Claire Liu, so she beat some pretty tough opponents. But Emma Raducanu is a slam champion, and I feel with her last couple injury seasons, a lot of people they're forgetting about how good she is. And I will tell you, she has a solid top tier backhand that a lot of people forget. Yes, she's ranked 303rd in the world rankings, but you saw here early on as she jumped out to what? A 5-love lead in the first set. She would dish out a bagel. She's playing solid tennis, and I just felt that this was a bad matchup for Linda. I mean, having to take on this top-notch backhand that Emma Raducanu has, and Emma's healthy. She's playing fast. She has her form, which is impressive for Emma to develop this level of form so quickly. She doesn't have a lot of clay experience, guys. Emma Raducanu only has, coming into this match, she was 6-5 on clay. She had 6 career wins on clay. She now has 7 as she takes out Linda today. And even with grass, look, she has a losing record on grass. She's 6-8 on grass. But her victory prize for winning this match, she's going to take on Iga Swiatek, someone she hasn't done well against. Now, they've played 2 times last year at the Indian Wells where Iga Swiatek won that match 6-3, 6-1. Previously, they did play here in Germany. I covered that match. And look, I was excited to see what Emma could do in that match. Now, remember, this was after, look, Iga was in the middle of that win streak where she would go on to pass Venus Williams, most consecutive wins since the year 2000 on the main tour. She would pass Venus at Wimbledon, but this was here in Germany, where Emma still had a lot of hype surrounding her, and a lot of people thought that Emma would win that match. I certainly thought Emma would do well. I picked Iga to win the match because I picked Iga to win the tournament, but I thought Emma would do well, and I think she did well. She won 8 service games off of Iga, who literally had that set win streak. Iga wasn't even losing sets, so for Emma to win 8 service games off of Iga, I think that was pretty big. But here's the question, guys, and let's get down to the nitty gritty now. Emma's going to pick up some points. She's ranked 303rd, but it's not going to be enough to get into the French Open, right? So the big question here is, Will Emma Raducanu get a wild card into the French Open, and does she deserve it? I mean, what do you guys think? Now, looking at her recent form, I think she's playing well to not have a lot of clay experience. She's on a 4 match win streak. She took out Carolyn Garcia, who's a pretty solid clay player. Diane Perry, who plays amazing on clay, right? Diane Perry, the majority of her wins come on clay. She went 3 sets with both of those ladies and was able to push through and get the victory. Angelique Kerber, 3-time Slam champion, Hall of Famer, and Linda Noskova. This is what I think, guys. And by the way, did you miss this exchange at the net? Linda looks a little salty here. Look at this exchange here. Now, you know it's a bad exchange when the handshake is complete and one person's already facing the chair umpire with the hand motion still in the air. Just look at this. If you watch this exchange, it was salty. Linda, she's still a teenager. She's still pretty young. So this was salty. Come on, guys. Look at this handshake. Emma Raducanu is like, now if you watch it in fast motion, you might not really pick up on it. But if you slow it down, you look at Emma like, she's like, seriously? And look at the face on Linda. This is hilarious. This entertains me. Now I'm gonna get into Jasmine Polini and Ons Jabeur next, but I just want to finish this because I'm concerned about Ons Jabeur as well. So I want you to stay tuned for that video. But that's salty. That is so salty, Linda. That is hilarious. But I want to talk about Emma and should she get a wild card for the French Open? Me personally, I don't think so. And here's why. This is my opinion. Leave yours in the comment below. Be respectful because I have a good argument here. I do not think Emma should get a wild card for the French Open. For one, I do think she's a big draw. Okay, Emma's big time. When we talk about, and listen, I talk about tennis on YouTube. I know who's big time. Okay, Coco's big time. Iga's big time. Ons is big time. Alicia Parks is big time. Okay? Elena Rybakina is big time. But Emma Raducanu is arguably just as big as any of those players. She's big time. I understand that. When it comes to the biggest names on this channel, it's Coco, Alicia Parks, it's Iga, it's Ons, and Emma's right there, guys. I'm sorry, in case you didn't know, Emma's right there. Leylah Fernandez is right there. Those are the biggest names on this channel. Yes, Emma is in literally the top 5. She's big time. I understand that. So do we want Emma in the main draw of the French Open? Of course we do. But this is my argument. I don't think she's going to get the wild card anyway. I don't think she's going to get the wild card. I don't think so. Right? I think you make her qualify, right? Like she should. Now, unless she wins this tournament, I mean, we'll see the cutoff points already. So she's not even if she wins this tournament, that would be what, 500 points, which probably would get her. Yeah, that would definitely get her inside the top 100, but it's too late. The cutoff is done. So she has to either, in order to make the main draw, she has to either get a wild card, which I don't think she's going to get, or she has to go qualify. My argument is make Emma Raducanu qualify for the French Open, which, looking at the level of talent she's beat on clay, Carolyn Garcia, Diane Perry, Kerber, Linda Noskova, there's not any qualifier that I can think of that's going to have to go through qualifiers that can beat that type of competition that Emma just beat. Make Emma go through qualifiers, win the 3 matches, which she will, based on how she's playing. That's going to draw huge crowds to these qualifying matches that no one's there at qualifying matches outside of possibly the U.S. Open. A lot of these qualifying matches for the slams, there's no one there. The U.S. Open is a little different. New York is a little different. You know, there's so much excitement. It's the last slam of the year. Make Emma qualify. It's going to draw huge crowds, huge revenue, huge concessions, huge TV revenue. People are going to watch these qualifying matches. And then that's going to lead up to the main draw where everyone's excited. And I think it's going to be a win for the tournament. Give her an easy draw if you need to, whatever. Who cares? Give her an easy draw. We want Emma in the French Open. But that's part of why you don't give her the wild card. Make her qualify, which I think she'll win anyway. Create that excitement from New York, where she had to come through qualifiers, right? The only person on the WTA to ever do that, to come through qualifiers and win the US Open. Build that excitement again. Give her that form and that rhythm early on so she can go into the main draw and cause damage. But here's the other reason why she shouldn't get a wild card. Because she's going to get one at Wimbledon. Come on, guys. 2 wild cards back to back? Like in less than 2 month span? Like that's a little bit ridiculous. She's young enough. She's fit enough. Give her a wild card for Wimbledon, which she's going to get, by the way. And then if she does bad at the French Open, if she makes the main draw, if she does bad at Wimbledon and she doesn't pick up enough points to make the US Open main draw, which there's a good chance, I mean, she may or she may not, but there's a good chance she might not, give her a wild card for the US Open. She's a former champion, and that's just understandable. Look, it's okay because we all know there's going to be a lot of upcoming Americans. I think Robin Montgomery should get a wild card for the U.S. Open again. You know, when after she won the U.S. Open as a junior, she got a wild card. You know, I think it was the next year. But I'm okay with skipping an American to give Emma Raducanu a wild card for the U.S. Open because she's big time. She needs to be in New York. That's where the magic started. But those are the reasons why I don't think she should get a wild card for the French Open. Because we're going to give her one for Wimbledon. That's a fact. I think she should get one for the U.S. Open if she needs one. Make her earn it at the French Open. There's a lot of French talent, upcoming talent we want to see. Give them the opportunity. You know, we all know with these slams, they give a lot of these wild cards to the respective players from that country, and that's understandable. It's how it's always been. And, you know, unless you're Venus Williams or one of these other Hall of Famers that, look, you're nearing retirement, we want to see what you have left, you know, draw some TV revenue, get some older fans that haven't seen her play in a while, create that excitement, okay. But we can't keep giving Venus Williams wild cards. I think this is her last year, by the way, and I think Venus Williams should retire at Wimbledon, her best surface. Okay? Or the US Open, whatever. But I think Emma Raducanu should not get a wild card for the French Open. Make her go through the draw, a qualifying draw, make her earn it, which she will. She's going to get one at Wimbledon, and we'll give her one at the U.S. Open. Those are my reasons why. Comment below, what do you guys think? Okay, be respectful of each other's opinions. We know Emma's big time, guys. I know she's big time. She's one of the most popular players on this channel. I love watching her play. She's an amazing person. She's well-spoken. She's classy. I've never seen her. I've only seen her slam her racket down once. Okay, she's a sweet player. I love watching her play. She's very classy. But listen, French Open, she's going to have to earn it. What do you think? Can she beat Iga Swiatek? That's going to be a tough match tomorrow. Stay tuned. I'll cover that. Tennis in a minute. Show some love. We'll be right back.